Hello and welcome to Lazy Cinema, and on this episode, a young orphan of the name Billy Bastion will be brought into an orphanage family or an adopted family, whichever that you prefer, to find out that he's chosen for a great power that he never realized, and also to fight a villain that he never knew that he had, and also to find a family he never knew that he deserved in DC's Shazam. Hello and welcome to Lazy Cinema. I'm your host, Lazy Universe, and today we're talking about Shazam, directed by David E. Sandberg, and starring Asher Angel, Zachary Levi, as well as Mark Strong. This is a beautiful film, and especially when it came out, but since I haven't seen it in so long, I decided, screw it, we'll throw it on in this review, and also I'll throw it on one of my lists at the end of the year. So, the film is basically about the story of Billy Batson, a young man who becomes an orphan who lives in an orphan family, or adopted family as you might well say, after he believes that his parents have, that he ran away from his parents, and sadly finds out that's not the case. But he's chosen for greatness when the wizard Shazam chooses him to become his immortal Captain Marvel. Considering I also reviewed Captain Marvel and said that that was one of the worst films I've ever seen, that's also the first video on this channel, go and check it out. But this Captain Marvel came out at the same time and was better. Weird. And I mean that with all sincerity, because for my library of where I live in, I took out this and Captain Marvel at the same time, and liked this better than Captain Marvel. Yeah. So what I really love about Shazam is the use of its story, and I think that was probably the greatest point of this, especially that that the story was written by Henry Henry Gayden, and also who worked on the screenplay as well, who really understood the character of Shazam, or Captain Marvel, and which I really did love, and the aesthetics, especially speaking through the character of Billy Batson, especially that this was a film that Asher Angler had worked on. It really does feel like that he did live up to the expectations of Billy, especially Geoff John's version, who is a young, irresponsible kid who often gets into trouble and causes a lot of trouble along the way. And really, Geoff Johns also used the children that he created in Flashpoint to give them more of a spirit here with Billy's adopted family, which I really did love as well. Mark Strong as Dr. Savannah, at first I was kind of like a little turned off with, if you know what I mean. I was like, my inner nerd was screaming, that's not what Dr. Savannah is supposed to look like. But when I let it go, I was really surprised with how well of a performance that Mark Strong had done, and really captivating Dr. Savannah as well, especially in the story with having him be the first kid that Shazam had chosen to be his successor. This was great to see him in that role of why he hates Shazam so much, which I really did like. The Seven Deadly Sins, however, going for the more demonic approach, I thought it was very unique and cool, but for the life of me, I was really hoping that they would like possess people and turn them into like these superhuman type of deal thing. But as demons themselves, and who actually do resemble the Seven Deadly Sins, mind you, was really damn impressive. And I also love the joke that they made about lust not being as sexy as it turned out to be, which was bravo on the film's part. You probably were expecting a woman that looked like Power Girl in the reference to another Geoff John work, JSA. Read it if you haven't, because it's fucking hilarious. I thought he was gonna turn Plastic Man into Lust, but you gotta go with the boobies, don't you, man? I mean, come on. But another thing is, I love Zachary Levi as as Captain Marvel or Shazam himself. He really looks like the character was just ripped out of the comic page and brought to the screen, and Levi delivers his own comedy on the screen, which I really did love, in his own essence, that he's living up to the expectations of the superhero himself, and especially that they're going off of the Geoff Johns costume really made it even better. The one thing that I didn't like is that they didn't incorporate the hood a lot. Now, in the game Injustice, Captain Marvel is one of my favorite characters to play in that game, as well as his hooded look, which is a big, thing for me. With like, hey, I kind of like that look, make them look more mysterious. They never do incorporate on that. But what I really do love is that also that this takes place after the Batman versus Superman arc and before Justice League. But what really kind of irritates me is that they don't introduce Shazam into the Justice League, even if he was just like mentioned in that. But as far as I know, and I haven't seen Justice League in a long time since it came out on DVD. But yeah, it feels like that they just could have mentioned him because at the end when they had Superman either played or not played by Henry Cavill in there, especially after the death and return of Superman, which that film kind of rushed in at last minute. Still loved it, but they kind of like rushed it in. It feels like it was still good, especially talking about the Suicide Squad, how Blood Death, Deathshot, whatever that his name was in there, played by Idris Elba, how he shot and killed Superman, which is what he was put in prison with. I felt like, okay, now it's really starting to tie into the continuity of everything, and which made me love it even more so. I really did love the whole entire characters, but the one thing is what I hope that they do with the upcoming Shazam 2 or Black Adam, where he will be played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Yes. And it smells delicious, as well as you using this man. Don't. I saw the first trailer, DC. You better have Zachary Levi in it, or you can read between the lines. So, but I am excited for that film, especially having him mentioned in there as the previous successor, which we all know that Teth Adam, or Black Adam, was the previous successor. I do love how they included it, especially the Marvel family. I really did love that. Yes, I'm calling them the Marvel family. Screw you, Marvel, when DC war against Captain Marvel. But the Marvel family was a surprise, especially Darla, who was just the cutest character, especially in the adult form. And especially for her acting like she is, how old is Darla, like 7 or 5? Really feels like that she was delivering that performance all in all. I really did love that also this was a brilliant transition from a character who was just selfish and wanted everything for himself into becoming a superhero that he never intended to be, but Freddy, his basically brother, wanted him to be. This is a very good, very family-friendly film, and I highly recommend it. Just note that it's PG-13, but there are some moments that you do have to like shoot a child eye, especially with one of the scenes with the 7 deadly sins. I went back and rewatched it, and oh my, a lot darker than I thought. So please check out Shazam if you haven't yet already. It's a good family-friendly film, and hey, it should be a Christmas film too because it's based on Christmas. So aside from Die Hard, I have another favorite Christmas film to watch every year. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you thought about Shazam. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, throw a little lightning down at the subscribe button, the like button, and also follow me at Twitter with the link in the description down below. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on the next Lazy Cinema.